The burning of Los Angeles, a catalyst for global change. The devastating fires that recently engulfed some of the wealthiest areas in Los Angeles have not only highlighted a stark vulnerability, but also ignited a series of speculations and debates. Unlike disasters in poorer regions, which rarely garner global attention, this incident could mark a turning point for the world. Here's how such events might reshape the future. 1. Rethinking cultural agendas and workforce diversity. The so-called DEI agenda, diversity, equity, and inclusion, and the woke movement have long dominated workplace discourse. However, the shift may pivot toward prioritizing effectiveness and resilience over ideological debates. Imagine a scenario where corporate leaders, much like Mark Zuckerberg purportedly claimed, step away from gender-focused discussions to concentrate on traditional workforce values. This shift could lead to the resurgence of the classic family man archetype in leadership roles. In light of the recent disaster, the value of strong, community-oriented individuals, those who can physically and emotionally sustain rebuilding efforts, may become more apparent. This could overshadow movements such as trans activism, potentially diminishing their prominence. Notably, Hollywood has already begun reflecting this shift with projects like Carry On. 2. Reviving infrastructure investments. Major cities, particularly in the U.S., have often prioritized landscaping over infrastructure because visible progress is what voters notice. However, disasters like the Los Angeles fire underscore the importance of underground resilience, power grids, water systems, and emergency routes. Future urban planning may redirect funds toward these often overlooked but critical areas. 3. The risks of privatizing public services. The fires have illuminated the dangers of privatized emergency services. Relying on insurance-driven fire departments or private disaster response teams has exposed critical weaknesses in liberal economic ideologies. Even Republicans traditionally advocating for limited government are reconsidering their stance. Proposals like reducing bureaucracy but strengthening field forces and agencies like FEMA, Federal Emergency Management Agency, are gaining traction. 4th, blurring civil and military lines. Urban disasters have demonstrated their potential as economic and logistical weapons. This realization could lead to a more militarized approach to urban safety, with aggressive profiles for law enforcement and disaster management. The distinction between military and civil domains might blur as governments prepare for such events to be exploited in future conflicts. 5. Authentic climate action. Merely appearing to address climate change is no longer sufficient. While leaders like Donald Trump dismissed global warming as a hoax, recent disasters may push even skeptics to advocate for substantial change. Comprehensive policies to combat climate risks, both as a protective measure and as part of global competition, could finally gain traction. 6. The return of community values. Since the early 2000s, individualism has been a dominant cultural narrative. However, the importance of collective action has never been clearer. Stories of neighborhood heroes saving entire communities could replace the lone savior trope in cultural narratives. Such a shift would not only reshape societal values, but also encourage stronger civic participation. 7. Reshaping urban development. If fires or other disasters continue to target high-income areas, urban development will inevitably evolve. We might see forced relocations, rezoning, and cities rebuilt with climate resilience in mind. Wealthier groups could push for stricter environmental policies or relocate to safer, better-prepared regions. 8. AI's new role in disaster management. Instead of dominating creative fields, AI could find its true calling in disaster prediction and intervention. Investments might surge into technologies like fire detection systems, autonomous firefighting units, and automated emergency responses. With the right focus, AI could revolutionize how we handle natural disasters. The Los Angeles fires, a conspiracy or catalyst? Some theorists speculate whether the fires were entirely natural. Could such targeted devastation in affluent areas be part of a greater agenda, political, economic, or otherwise? Whether these theories hold merit or not, one thing is certain. Disasters like this force societies to confront their vulnerabilities and demand change. The burning of Los Angeles might be remembered not just as a tragic event, but as a turning point. From rethinking infrastructure to redefining societal values, its legacy could spark profound shifts in how we approach our collective future. The Los Angeles fires might be remembered not just as a tragedy, but as a turning point. They could pave the way for transformations ranging from infrastructure to cultural values. Do you think these fires are a sign of profound change? Share your thoughts in the comments.